This is George Shamon. This video is to answer your questions about adding Calendly to your self-hosted website. Basically, I made a short video a while ago, and it looks like some people were interested in it. So I figured I'll uh, I'll make a live presentation to answer questions about this topic. Again, the topic is adding the scheduling application service, which is Calendly, to your website. If your website is self-hosted, like mine, where I use Hostinger, or if you're using other web hosting services, I can help you. And this is a bit different from if you have a website using WordPress, Weebly, Squarespace, or the hosted services. This video is about self-hosted services like Hostinger, iPage, A2 Hosting, Bluehost, and those companies where you get an account which is your own web hosting account, and then uh, you design the website on it. It's not like Squarespace or Shopify or Weebly where the website is pre-made for you and the themes are embedded with the web hosting. You don't have to worry about the back end like the web hosting. It's built in. It's within the service you get. So, but my web hosting is Hostinger, and it's a self-hosted platform where you have more freeway to use. You're not tied up to certain framework or platform like Squarespace and the Shopify, and those, they are great options if you need them and if you're selling a lot of product, if you have an established business. But if you're starting new or you're testing, having a website, a self-hosted website is great. And so again, this topic is about adding the Calendly service to your website, and there is two ways you can copy the URL link, or you can copy the code. And I did it one time in a 5-minute video on YouTube. I have it on my channel, and some people found it interesting and they had questions. But so I figured I'll appear now to talk about it. And if you have a question, you can ask me questions now, so I can answer you right away. If you're tuning in on this live stream, I want to thank you so much. Make sure you drop a comment in the box, say hi, let me know if you have any questions, where you're tuning in from, and if you're interested to know how to add the service Calendly to your website. So yeah, I mean, whenever you have a website, a lot of times you have to add some integration to it, like services that you need, and each service does certain function. And Calendly is one of the scheduling applications, and it's very famous, and a lot of people use it. And if you use it, it's a good idea to add it to your website if you have a website. Otherwise, you can use their URL if you don't have a website. So let me know if you have any question about making a website, how to add Calendly to it, or if you have a website, what platform are you using? Are you using a self-hosted website? Are you using Squarespace or Weebly or Shopify or other platform? Because those platforms, they make it easy for you to make a website, but they have their own platform, their own applications where you have to learn it. Myself, I prefer in the beginning a self-hosted account like Hostinger or iPage. They're very cheap, and you have a lot of flexibility, and you don't have to learn the platform like the other ones. And those self-hosted nowadays, they have a website builder where you can make a website even if you don't know any codes. Everybody can make a website these days, But again, websites can vary in complexity and depending on the functionality you need it to have, and what's the reason you have a website. Are you selling a product? Are you selling service, physical product, digital product? There are so many ways and so many resources that and so many questions you have to answer before choosing the website element and the platform you need to use. So if you have a website and you like to talk about it, or if you have a question, let me know. And if you're interested in learning how to add Calendly, the scheduling application to your website, let me know. I can discuss it now with you. I can answer your questions because it looks like so many people were interested in it. And there's some details. It's not that difficult, but there's some steps you have to take to add Calendly to your website. This is why, I'm trying to help you if you're interested in knowing that how to do it, because there's some code copy and paste and where you want to add the code, but they give you a lot of instructions and helpful information. So, and if you have a website you want me to look at and give you my opinion about it, I can look at it now if you want, if you have a website. If not, that's fine. Or if you're interested in making a website, let me know, and we can discuss the resources that you need. And because sometimes you don't need complicated software and complicated websites, functions, and basically in the beginning it should be simple. If you're new to website making or development, whether you build it on your own or you hire somebody, you don't want it to be more complicated, but it depends what you need it to do. So if you have a website, let me know and what it does, or if you're interested in establishing a website, let me know. And what's the reason you want to have a website? What reason do you have? Are you selling a product, a service? Are you selling a digital product? What are you selling? Because there are reasons why you should have a website. I mean, most establishment nowadays, most businesses, one person business should have a website besides social media, because social media by itself may not be enough. You should have a website where you can direct people to it, and basically the website is the hub for all your content and your presence online and apps you use. So yeah, basically, I'm gonna let you know how to add the Calendly, and then if you have any question, you can submit them in the comment box. So basically, when you go to Calendly, you log in, you're gonna go to the setting, and then it says there's one of the options. It says a copy URL. They'll give you a URL for your page, your service page on Calendly. And what you can do also, you can copy the code from the Calendly. Once you say you click on add to the website, what it does, it generates a code that you can copy and add to your website. And with Hostinger, adding a code to the website within the web page, there is an element in the website builder because they have a good website builder. It's easy to use, anybody can use it. Uh, it says um, you can add the code element because there are so many elements in the on the website builder, and one of the elements it says code, and what you do, you drag the code element and you drop it on your web page. Once you drop it on a web page, uh, once you drop it on a web page, you can insert the code between the HTML tags. It should say code and then slash code. And this is where you insert your code. and then it will be embedded in a page, and it will generate what functions or what appearance it should have. So anybody have a questions, comments? We're talking about making a website, and to be specific, adding Calendly service to your website. If your website is a self-hosted one, like Hostinger or iPage or Bluehost, those are independent, and they call them self-hosted because you take care of the web hosting, and you have so many flexibility to add what kind of themes, what you want to use to build your website. Anybody else have a question? We're talking about adding Calendly to your self-hosted website. And I'm here to help you answer some questions if you have any questions. If you don't have any questions tonight, we can do another live stream maybe tomorrow or the day after. But now I'm here and I want to answer questions you may have. If it's related to the topics I'm talking about, adding Calendly to your self-hosted website. So questions, comments about making a simple website using a web host. I mean, these are the requirements if you want to make your own website, or even if somebody made your website, you have to learn about them, about those tools. They're very helpful. So, guys, if you're on this live stream, I want to thank you so much. And if you like this kind of content and you think it's helpful and the videos on my channel are helpful, make sure you subscribe to the channel so I can help you too in return if you subscribe, because I'll be making more videos and answering your questions about topics I cover on my channel. Obviously, I don't cover a lot of topics. I'm very specific about software and technology, and what I use, what I talk about is making a website, coding a web page, HTML5, CSS3, those are coding languages. They're actually markup language and styling language. They're not programming languages. And I'll be talking about JavaScript. It's a scripting language that's widely used, among web developers and almost on every website that have some kind of functionality will have JavaScript. So yeah, and I talk about Linux commands. I talk about using Inkscape to make vector graphics, and also we talk about I don't have a lot of videos about video editing because I'm not great when it comes to video editing, but Linux commands, I have a lot of software, and HTML5, CSS3, I have a lot of software too. So anyone have a question? If you are interested in learning about making a simple website or what service you need, what resources, let me know and we can talk about it now. So, yeah, this is very important to have a website nowadays if you want to sell a product or a service. In addition to social media. So social media by itself is not enough because you don't have any control over it. A website, you can have control over what elements you want to use, what content, and you can adjust the traffic if you want. It will help you, by whether you have organic traffic or paid ads. And on this video, we're talking about integrating Calendly with your website. How to add Calendly to your website, the scheduling service. You can add it. You can embed it in your website. You can have it as a separate web page, as a URL, and you can also have it as you can add the code to your website. And we can talk about this the way I have it set up. Okay, let's see. Nom, Cindy Brewer, CK King, Beza 702. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, so Calendly, Nom, you're asking just sub. Thank you for subscribing. What's Calendly? Calendly is a scheduling service. So basically, yeah, they have a free option and a paid option. The paid option obviously has more functions, and basically it eliminates the need of emailing your customer or client back and forth to set up an appointment. So basically, it automates the process of your schedule, and and scheduling appointment with your clients. Let's say you have a Calendly account, which is a scheduling service, and then you have a customer who needs to make an appointment with you online. Let's say certain time. You will have your own schedule, your calendar, and then you choose whenever you're available, and people will come to the website or your Calendly web page. They give you URL, and they can see what's your availability, and they can select when you're available. If they want to make an appointment with you, it can be free, it can be paid. And then Calendly start sending your customer email, and then sending you an email. So basically, it's coordinating the appointment between you and your client. This is what it is. So basically, it eliminates like how the way you contact somebody and the emails. Like send an email and waiting for their email. So this service is very important. If you have a service-based business or consulting, and you make appointment, you want to talk to people, let's say online, like now, like virtually, this is very important, because you're not selling a digital product or physical, where people don't need appointment. They come to your website and they buy. But if you have, let's say, if you are a teacher, consultant, a salesperson, you want to talk to people, you want to schedule appointment, this is when Calendly comes into play. And now we're talking about how to add it to a website. If you have a website, how to embed it with your website. So yes, is there a plugin available? Okay, do you have a website, Gnomes? Do you have a WordPress website? That's why you're asking about plugin. Yeah, that is. I mean, most of those service, if you have, I don't know if you have a WordPress website, you're saying like plugin. When you say plugin, it's availability. Yes, okay. Okay, so you have a WordPress website. Yes, all of those services, whether it's let's say Google Tag, Facebook Pixel, Calendly, all of those, they can give you the option of adding them, integrating them to your website, whether you have a WordPress site or not. So like when you go, like let's say add Calendly to my website, it's gonna give you the options. What kind of website? You can have a code, you can have this snippet for your WordPress site, and yes, they should have, because WordPress is very prevalent, and it powers like over 35% of the internet, or the websites on the internet. They're all WordPress. So everybody have to work and take into account the WordPress platform. I've used it before. I like WordPress. It was difficult in the beginning for me, but I got used to the dashboard. But the issue is you have to keep up with the plugins. That's why I didn't like about a lot about WordPress. You have to keep the updating the plugins or getting emails, and it takes a lot of maintenance. But it's a great platform if you're blogging and you want to add the blogs all the time, and you're a content machine. You're adding content all the time. WordPress is great. It's made for this. So, but recently, I like to have a website where you don't add a lot of content to it because I don't like to write much. Before I used to write, but nowadays I don't like to write much. I like the videos like these, make videos on YouTube and make a website with links or services that doesn't change all the time. So, anybody else have a question? So, guys, uh, I wonder where you're tuning in from. Are you in the US or overseas? Where you tuning in from? I'm just interested to know. I'm coming to you live from the US state of South Dakota here in the Midwest. So, anybody have a question? So I can answer you now on this live stream. I can answer you quickly. And hopefully I have the answer. If I don't have the answer, I'm gonna try to direct you to the right resources. I'll do my best. So yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about web hosting, domain name, we can talk about that too. And the website platforms. So I've had several sites hacked due to outdated plugin. Yeah, yes, that's a good point. I've heard of that. That's one of the bad, you know, bad things about WordPress. Yeah, you have to keep up with the plugins, and some of them are free, and some of them are paid. The good ones you have to pay for them. So it costs. Some a lot of people think WordPress is cheap. It's not cheap. Like it costs you money. It's not for free because maintaining it, you have to keep the options, plugins. So it's not. Yeah. Anybody else have a question? Yeah, we're talking about adding Calendly to a website. And if you don't want to add it to a website, you can have a link, a URL, but it will be a web page with a URL with Calendly embedded in it. And it's going to be on their website. It cannot be separate. If you want it separate on your own website, then you have to add it. You have to have a website and add it to it. So, anyone else have a question about adding Calendly to your website? It's not the only scheduling software. There are a lot of scheduling softwares. The Squarespace, they have scheduling application. I think it's called Equity. It used to be scheduling, but Equity and but so. But this one is very prevalent. The Calendly. A lot of people use it. So. Anyone else have a question? Yeah, we can talk about if you don't have a website and you're interested to have a website, we can talk about the platforms that are available for you, and it's very important to know that you have to select the option that's suitable for you at certain level. If you're new, you have to find some platforms that are not too difficult to use. But if you're advanced, even if you don't know coding, you still have to learn the platform. Like, for example, Squarespace and Wix and Shopify. A lot of people tell you they're easy and you don't have to know coding, but you still have to learn the platform. I don't find them easy. I mean, I used one time, I don't know if I used Wix one time, Weebly. They're not that easy. You still have to learn the platform and the software, how to use it, the application, the platform. Even though you don't need to be a coder, you don't even know, you don't have to know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but you still have to learn the platform. So nothing is easy, but some of them. You can build a website without being using any codes, but they're expensive. I mean, Squarespace, Shopify, those platforms are great, and Wix, they're very good. But if you're established and you're making money and you can afford them, they're good. But you have, so everybody at certain level, you can improve your platform. You can change your platform. It doesn't have to be the same all the time. But in the beginning, I like the self-hosted websites. It's a it's a simple, web hosting account, and then you upload to it a template, or you use their website builder to make a website. So yeah, it depends. I mean, always you have to answer some questions before you select a platform. You have to have a reason why you should select certain platform and why. It depends. What are your goals? Are you selling a product or a service? Are you blogging, like creating content all the time? What's the reason for having a website or choosing certain platforms? I mean, having a website is essential, is important if you want to be online in conjunction with social media and like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and other platforms. It's good to have a website with them. At one point, you have to divert the traffic to your website, and it will be a showcase. It will be you can host your portfolio. You can host your work, your projects on a website. So because those you might be able to add them to your social media platform, but it's better to have your own website. So anyone have a question? Thank you guys for joining, and welcome to the live stream. If you have any questions, let me know about making a website, about adding Calendly, the scheduling software. I mean, it depends on what kind of business you have, because if you need to schedule appointment and you have a website, this is a good option, Calendly. And they have a free option. The free option, it's limited in functionality and options, but it's very it's a free. You cannot go wrong when you start. But if you wanted more options, like somebody to pay you through Calendly, then you have to pay you have to have the paid option. So but again, there are a lot of services for scheduling, but this is one of the famous ones, the Calendly. So yeah, yeah, basically it organizes setting up an appointment with your customers. This way, you don't have to be emailing or texting back and forth. It will take care of the customer will show up to your website or your web page where Calendly is, and they can select an appointment from the availability of your schedule, and then Calendly start emailing you back and between both of you, to make the arrangement. And it can send you reminders before the appointment date. And if you have the paid option, your customer can pay you through their service. So, yeah, if you're interested in certain options or certain, if you have any questions about making a website, whether it's a simple one or difficult to a complicated one, I can help you with answering your question or direct you to the right resources. I'm not gonna tell you that I can make complicated websites. I can make simple ones, but there are so many tools you can learn to make your own website, and you don't have to know JavaScript or codes. Like HTML and CSS. Yeah, because there are so many tools like WordPress. You have website builders. The one I use is Hostinger web hosting, and I use their website builder, and it's so easy to use. You just log in, and then you look on the left side. You have the pane where it has the elements, and then you just drag and drop the elements. Let's say it says if you want to type a text on a web page, first you create the web page, like you just add a page, and then you have the navigation. And as long as you know what you want to add to the page, you just drag and drop the elements, and then you can add the content. At one point, I think I'm gonna make a video, maybe a live stream on a desktop, or to show you how to do it. But I need to know if people are interested, in learning about it before I make the video, or the screen share, screen recording, screen casting, I should say. Anyone have a question so I can answer you now? Anyone else? Guys, submit your questions in a comment if you have any question about making a website or integrating certain options to the website. Let me know. We can talk about it as long as I know the topic. If I don't know, then I'm gonna direct you to another resource. So, guys, make sure if you like this kind of content and on my channel, make sure you subscribe so I can make more videos, and I can help you in return, making more live videos like these, and screen casting on my channel, so I can help you with certain topics, as long as you let me know what you're interested to learn about. Because on my channel I make tutorials and videos about making web pages, simple websites, and I talk about Inkscape, making SVG files, and I talk about Linux commands. I am at a level one step above a beginner. I'm not gonna say I'm very advanced, because it's all relative. you know we keep learning every day. But I am at the level where I can make simple content online, like simple web pages, simple website, not complicated one. But I've learned the tools, so it's good to learn the tool in the beginning. And then you evolve, your skills evolve, you keep learning, and you can select different platforms. So, anyone have a question so I can answer you now on this live stream? Again, we're talking about adding Calendly. It's a scheduling application online. You can add it to your website. They have two options. You have the free options and the paid option. And if you don't have a website, you can have their URL. They give you a web page, but it's gonna have the URL of not it's not gonna be under your name or under your domain. And if you have a website and you have a domain and you wanna add calendar, you can get the code and add it to your web page. Anyone else? Questions, comments, topics, any ideas you have that you want to discuss, if it's related to the topics on my channel, and if it's not too advanced, because I'm not very advanced when it comes to codes, and I make simple websites, simple pages, but I'm comfortable now with HTML5, CSS3, and I started learning JavaScript not too long ago, so I'm one step ahead of a beginner. If somebody is starting new, I am one step ahead. So you keep learning, and these things are difficult. But it's nice to expand your skills. Anyone else have a question or comments? Or you need any help answering your questions about making a website, or if you have an existing website, what platform are you using and why? You know, and do you have a product to sell? Do you have a service to offer? What is the reason of having a website for you? Yeah, so I mean, integrating services with your website, it's very important because the website need to have other extensions, not extension, they call them integration, services. You have to add sometimes. So it's good skills to learn how to add certain function or service to your website. I can give you an example. Uh, if you want to track visitors to your website, you need a tracking mechanism, and Google Tags, Google Analytics, Google Tags is one of the used ones. It's very famous, and there's Facebook Pixel, I think, but I'm not sure. I never used it before, but I've used Google Tag Manager. So you need to add Google Tags to your website. That's another integration of a service with your website that you need. Tracking visitors to your website is very essential, and Google is one of the best or most famous, tags, Google tags, which is related to the Google Analytics. So basically, you can read the visitors coming to your website from the Google Analytics. But in order to generate reports, you have to have a Google Manager or Google tag, I think, to your website. That's related to the Google Analytics, and this is great because it will give you detailed information about your site visitors and about what page, what how they were referred. So there are so many information you can acquire and you can have from tracking, the Google, so this is another service. It's good to know how to use it. And what's nice, those services will give you information on how to add them or integrate them to your website. So let's say you want to add Google Analytics, which is represented by the Google tag to your website. You log in Google Analytics and Google Analytics, and then Google will be tracking your visitors, and it will send the information to Google Analytics. So once you log in, you can see, because your website is sending information to Google Analytics, and this is how Google Analytics tracks your information, like the site, the visitors, and by doing that, you can read the analytics, Google Analytics, and you can tell your website visitors where they're coming from, their some of the details that helps you to know who's coming to your website and where, because you might be selling a product or a service, or you want certain people to come to the how what's the conversion to that will help you too. So I removed it from my website, but I want to add it again soon. In the next couple of days, I want to add, because I want to know. I want to know, like, my visitors to the website and details about them. And also you want to make sure you have some of the legal documents, like privacy statement, disclaimer, and I'm not sure what's the third one, but at a minimum, you should have the privacy statement on your website. This is required by the law. I mean, I don't know much about the laws. I'm not a legal counselor. Disclaimer, but you have to have it. I know, because I have a website, so you have to have a privacy statement. And there are so many services that you can obtain it from, and you can buy it or you can subscribe or something, but you have to have it. You cannot run a website without a privacy statement. It's the law nowadays all over the places. And at one point I should add maybe a link to the service I use. So if someone is interested in specific topic about what I'm talking about, let me know. If I don't know it, I'll investigate it. I'll try to gain the knowledge, and then I'll share it with you. Just let me know what are you interested in when it comes to making a website. And again, these there are so many ways and the platform and tools and resources you can use to make a website, and a lot of services that you can integrate with the website. But you don't need all of them in the beginning. But at a minimum, when you have a website, have, like I said, the privacy statement, and at the minimum, and have the Google Tag Manager installed on your website, and have an account with Google Analytics. This way you can track your website visitors, and which page is being visited more than other pages. That will give you an idea about whether you need to change your content design. It will help you. So, and there are so many tools and applications you can integrate with your website, but I don't like to integrate many apps on a website, many services, because it's gonna slow down your website. It slow it down. So you want to make sure You don't add any any services or integration that you don't need, and you're not using, for a good reason, because it's gonna slow down the speed of the website, the performance, because every time you load the page will be contacting in the background the services you installed on that page. So if you have two, three services, it's gonna connect, get some information back and forth. That's how you get delays sometimes. That's why you don't have to add so many services or integrate so many services on your website. So, anyone else have a question? Guys, I want to welcome you and thank you so much for joining this live stream. And I will appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in this kind of content, if you're not interested, I'm not gonna ask anyone to subscribe if you don't like the content. But if you're interested to learn more about the topics I talk about on my channel, like making simple websites, web page coding like HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and like I said, the JavaScript, I don't know much yet. I'm still learning the basics of it. But I feel comfortable with HTML and CSS. And also, we can talk about Linux commands. If you look on my and SVG files, how to make an SVG files using Inkscape. Inkscape is a great software. It's for making SVG files, and you can convert them if you want to PNG files. And this is a great software. I like, and it's for free. Inkscape is for free. It works on different platforms, different computers. So, do you have a website that you want me to look at, or you have a question about it? Let me know what platform you are using, and if you I mean, I don't know all the platforms, but if your website is self-hosted, I can help you easier, I think, if it's not WordPress, because WordPress, I don't have it installed, and it's a beast by itself, WordPress. Anyone else have a question about making a website, adding Calendly, or maybe next video I should make a video about adding Google Tag Manager for Google Analytics. This is very important, Google Analytics. This way you know who's coming to your website from where and what page. I mean, Google will give you even how long somebody is on your website, what page they entered the website, and what page they left your website, and their movement on a website. You can track them. So, welcome to this live stream. I want to thank you so much for joining. If you have any question, let me know so I can answer you now. We're talking about, as you saw the title, um, about Calendly and adding it to the website. And we can talk about website platforms. Uh, the easiest one that I know, I mean, it's the only one that I can talk about a lot. It's the self-hosted uh, web hosting and domain names. So I can talk about this fast. I mean, because I use them a lot. I can talk a little bit about WordPress because I used it in the past. It's a great platform, WordPress. But what happened, I found it difficult because you have to keep taking care of the plugins, and some of them are paid, and whatever you want to do, every time you want to do certain function, certain service, or certain task, you want to add a plug-in, and that will slow down your, you know, the website performance and the speed. But again, WordPress is very famous and very, a lot of people use it. It powers over 35 of the internet, you know. So, any questions? Anyone have a question? Okay, it looks like there is no more questions coming in. So, what I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna wrap up the session. Uh, and if you have any questions, you can submit it in a comment, and I will follow up with you maybe tomorrow, because this is for the next live stream. If you submit a question now, and or later on after I wrap up the session, I can answer you on the next live stream. You know, so make sure, even if you visit on you're on a replay and you visit after the live is over, just submit a question and I can answer it on the next live. But make sure you subscribe. This way, you get notification when I go live and make a video like this one. Again, I want to thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.